Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to Arsenic Candy Gaming, and welcome back to the Caves of Good. The Caves of Good. Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to Arsenic Candy Gaming, and welcome back to the Caves of Good. I can't tell you how good it feels to say those words again. I've been away from making Cud videos for a while. If you'd like to know, there's a link to my Twitter below where there is potentially a pinned tweet that explains what's been going on. Far too long a story to be telling here. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and tick the bell notification to be alerted to when we upload more Caves of Cud videos. We have some fun here, I believe, and I'd love to share that journey with you. But for now, it's time, for the first time in a long time, to create a new character. And we are going to go with our good old friend, the mutated human. But we're going to go somewhere where we don't normally go with our mutated human build this time. We're going to take a very willpower-oriented build. I'm actually going to whack some toughness in so that we can withstand a couple of hits here and there. Is that where we want to go? Bit of toughness, bit of willpower, bit of ego. Ego's at maximum. Toughness and willpower. Toughness so we can take a few physical hits. Willpower so we can resist some mutations, psychic powers aimed at us. My brain shut down there. We're going for an Esper build today. We're going to be concentrating entirely on mental mutations, which is something that I never do. I've never been able to pull it off, but today we're definitely going to be giving it a shot. So mental mutations. Before we do that, well, let's take a mental defect. For those who don't know or don't recall, defects are physical abnormalities or mental abnormalities. They cause problems for us that just negative traits that give us some extra points to spend on our positive traits. Teleport uncontrollably. Small chance each round that you're in combat that you'll randomly teleport to a nearby location. I think that's the one I'm going to go with, but we'll double check. Amnesia, we forget things and places. Whenever we learn a new secret, there's a chance we forget an old secret. Whenever you return to a map you previously visited, there's a small chance you forgot the layout. I don't know if that means that the layout will change or if we'll just forget the actual map screen and we'll have to rediscover everything. Blinking tick teleports us around uncontrollably to a nearby location. That's important. Dystechnia. You are befuddled by technological complexity. You're much worse at examining artifacts. You can't have artifacts identified for you because you don't understand the explanations. Excellent. Evil twin. Acting on some inscrutable impulse, a parallel version of yourself travels through space and time to destroy you. Each time you embark on a new location, there's a small chance your evil twin has tracked you there and attempts to kill you. I mean, that would be good, but if we become powerful, our evil twin becomes powerful. Probably more powerful than us. Narcolepsy. Fall asleep involuntarily from time to time. Small chance each round during combat that you'll fall asleep for 20 to 29 rounds. I don't know if being hit will automatically wake you up, as I've not tested it. Psionic Migraines. You suffer from powerful psionic migraines that render your head extremely sensitive. You can't wear hats or helmets. Yeah, that's not too bad, I guess, isn't it? Quantum jitters, your willful... Oh, mind you, saying that, if we can't wear hats or helmets, that's a whole lot of armor we can't have, and we are already quite weak. Whenever you use an activated ability, there's a small chance your focus slips and you dent space-time in the local region, causing 1 to 2 space-time vortices to appear. This chance increases the longer you go without using an activated ability. I think the space-time vortices have a chance of teleporting you anywhere in the entire of Cud, which means that it can teleport you way underground or way into a very difficult region of the map. Not great. Socially repugnant. Others find it difficult to tolerate you in social settings. -50 reputation. That's not something we want. A lot of our build is going to be reliant on our ability to convince others to assist us with or without their consent. Right, I'm torn between Evil Twin. Evil Twin is good, but I've got a chance it's going to kill us. Blinking Tick, we might teleport somewhere in the map, but only if we're in combat. So that's not too bad. It might help us out. It might put us in a crappy position, so we'll take Blinking Tick. And then we can go on to our mental mutations. I would very much like... Beguiling gives us the opportunity to make a character, a creature around us, be our friend. Yeah. Well, that's good. That allows us to force somebody to be on our side. We would like to have light manipulation. It's something that I love to take with Esper builds, and any build, really. It gives us the ability to create light around us in a radius of 4, which isn't a huge amount of light, but it is sufficient enough that we won't need to have a torch anymore. But it also allows us to focus the light that radiates around us into a laser beam that we can use as a ranged weapon long before we find a ranged weapon, which is good. Sense Psychic is one that we might well take. Temporal Fugue, we quickly pass back and forth between time, creating multiple copies of ourselves. Having picked it up as a chimera, not a chimera, as a chimera, attached to a pair of shoes. I loved it. It was great to be able to send out other versions of ourselves to attack people. It meant that we didn't have to do an awful lot. And at higher levels, I'm pretty certain you send out more and more versions of yourself. I only had level 1, and it was massively effective. So at greater levels, that's going to be good. Yeah, so level 1 copy of us. If we get higher, we'll have multiple copies of ourselves. I think we'll take that. I feel like there was something else I wanted. Let me just have a quick look through and try and remember what it was. I think we're actually going to take Sunder Mind. Ooh. And Sense Psychic, maybe? You can sense other mental mutants through the psychic ether. You detect the presence of psychic enemies within a radius of 9. And then we got to hope that we can get Temporal Fugue somewhere along the line. But it gives us the opportunity to force people to be on our side so we can have friends. We can manipulate light. We can Sunder Minds. Sunder Mind allows us to damage an opponent over time for up to 10 rounds. And at the end of the fight, they will take damage, bonus damage, equal to the total amount of damage we've dealt. Yep, cool. Let's move on. So I think we're going to go with Apostle, which means we want to go back here, take 2 points out of Ego, and put them somewhere else. We might even put them in Intelligence. I think that's it. We're going to go with Apostle, so that we get +2 to Ego. Customs and Folklore is an ability that allows us to gain +25 bonus. I can't remember the word now. Reputation with people that we do the water ritual with. Intimidate is a way that we can scare off hostiles around us. Proselytize is another way that we can turn other people to our cause. So all round, great idea. So we are low strength, relatively low agility, mediocre toughness, just subpar intelligence, decent willpower, decent ego. High ego is also going to allow us to get good prices from merchants when we talk to them. I'm just going to randomize a good name here. Hakas is good for me. Let's get over there. And for the sake of new beginnings, we're going to go for a new beginning in Joppa this time. The old classic. We embark for the Caves of Kud. On the 17th of Tebet Ux, you arrive at the oasis hamlet of Joppa along the far rim of Mogra'i, the Great Salt Desert. All around you, moisture farmers tend to groves of Viridian water vine. There are huts wrought from rock salt and brinestalk. On the horizon, Kud's jungles strangle chrome steeples and rusted archways to the earth. Further and beyond, the fabled spindle rises above the fray and pierces the cloud-ribboned sky. Welcome to Joppa, boys and girls. So we have a few things we can do in Joppa straight away. The most important of which is finding missions so that we can get out and do something. We have a couple of NPCs here that are important for that. Mehmet is a local moisture water vine farmer, and the Zealot of the 6-Day Stilt. We're going to charge after the Zealot of the 6-Day Stilt first, because he goes on a bit of a walk around town, and we don't want to lose him. Wanderer, Orphan of the Salt, hear me. To the north and west through the Great Salt Desert, the 6-Day Stilt splits the earth in two. Seek there the grandeur of Shekinah, first among fathers. Release yourself from the burden that Chrome bears on your sickly flesh. What he is asking us to do there is to get rid of our technologies. The Zealots at the 6-Day Stilt, their religion, they believe that we should offer technology as a sacrifice, and they pay well in XP if you do so. It comes in handy if you want some extra experience points. What waits for me there? Deliverance waits for all pilgrims. At the site you will find the cathedral, magnificent in its splendour. There are statues erected in honour of the Argent Fathers. There are sublime reliefs depicting our most cherished occasions. Here too the wisdom of Esheldat II, our highest priest. And make a donation at the sacred well. Worship at the light sculpture of Shekinah himself. You will find other pilgrims amongst the merchant tents at the Stilt Grounds Bazaar. Other converts and priests. You will be among friends. Very well, I will make my journey. We have received the quest, O Glorious Shekinah. Thank you very much. And now we will go and talk to our pal Mehmet here. Live and drink, friend. May you find shade in Joppa. What can you tell me about Joppa? You would be wise to speak with Elder Iridad. Look for his hut to the north. But Mehmet, I am in search of work. Some critters are eating our water vine. Farouk claims he saw one slinking around a vine patch. Ugly little thing, he says. Pale white, 8 legs, and ear-splitting whine. I noticed a bit of red dirt in the water vine pool, the same we find in the soil at a nearby cave to the north we call Red Rock. Travel to Red Rock and kill as many of these creatures as you can. Bring back the corpse of one too. Elder Irodad will reward your efforts. I will do as you ask. So that's 2 missions we've got. If we charge quickly enough across town here, we can pop into this little room and you will find one of the most important parts of your start of Joppa runs of Caves of Kud, a chest filled with goodies. If you decide to follow this instruction and steal from this chest, always make sure you have shut this door, because if any of the villagers spot you, you're dead. It is not owned by you. Are you sure you wish to open it? Yes, I do. We have found pretty much bugger all. So we've got a vine wafer, a musket, and some copper nuggets. The vine wafers are food that we can use to eat on their own or as ingredients in meals. A musket is a ranged weapon, but we have no agility skill in order to use it effectively. And we have copper nuggets, which are trade good that are always valued at 10 of the currencies. However, they do rust if not looked after. So we will exit here and we will go over to the left here. There is another hut with another chest in. Same scenario, make sure you lock the door. It's not owned by you. We've found some cloth overalls, which are a type of armor. A small muddy tube, which if we were to examine it ourselves or get somebody else to examine it with a decent enough intelligence skill, we would find out what the artifact actually is. So the history of Cud is lost to its people for the most part. They've forgotten the ways of the old worlds. They have disregarded their knowledge of technology. So many things are a mystery to some. To others, they unlocked the secrets of the past and they're well aware. This small muddy tube is in fact a syringe filled with some form of tonic or potion that will grant abilities. And we've got cloth overalls, a muddy tube, vine wafer club, copper nuggets, and a water skin, which is incredibly invaluable to us because the world of Cud is a post-apocalyptic world where fresh water, at least, is a rarity, and therefore not only is it important in you to quench your thirst, it is also used as a currency. The problem with water being your currency is that water is incredibly heavy. So 32 grams of fresh water, which is a... Can we pour that into the other one? We can. So water is our currency, as well as our way that we drink, which you will drink periodically as you travel around the world, every so many moves. I don't know how many it is off the top of my head. We'll remove our torch, which we don't need because we are able to see in the dark using our light manipulation powers. Cloth robes. We have cloth overalls. So these cloth robes have got a mark next to them here, which is a blue diamond with a 1, and then they have another mark, which is a circle with a 2. A blue diamond represents its armor ability, so it will block for 1, and it has a circle which represents its dodge value. The sturdy cloth robe has a dodge value of 0, but if we remove it, we can put on our cloth overalls, which have a armor value of 1 and a dodge value of 2. So we've got a greater chance of dodging incoming attacks. Still not a great chance, but we have a greater chance. Over here we have the first merchant we've met in the world, Tam, a dromad, which is a evolved camel to the uninitiated. A stoic, long-necked man camel. This trader belongs to the race of mercantile desert rovers whom men call dromad. Hello, my friend. I am Hakas. Who are you? It is a pleasure, friend Hakas. I am Tam. What kind of... Oh, do you live here? Joppa is my home, yes. Once I walked the Mograii like so many of my brethren, but upon meeting Elder Iridad, I knew at once to settle down here. You will understand, friend, if you speak to him too. What kind of creature are you? I am Dromad, friend, a salt strider. My people have walked the salt for thousands of years, meeting every creature that lives and thinks. You will not find better, more resourceful traders in all of Cud than we. I see. If we hit the T key here, we can trade with Tam, the Dromad merchant. Tam will have, on a several-day cycle, updated goods that we can purchase from him. He will also buy our goods from us if we do not need them. We'll get rid of our sturdy cloth robe and some other stuff that we definitely don't need to carry around with us, like this club. I'm gonna push the boat out and say we could probably sell this musket before it rusts, and we could probably pick up some other stuff in its place. A hideous plated skull with a gaping beak. Nothing too worthwhile at the moment, so we have to decide what kind of weapons we're willing to use, given that we have no skill whatsoever to use them. The merchant will pony up 27 drams of fresh water to even up the trade. Agreed? Yes, I agree. Thank you very much. Live and drink, my friend. Live and drink. Over to the other side of Dropper over here, we have another trader merchant that we can encounter, who is Argive, an old man with sand and soot in his beard. Innumerable baubles and curios clutter his workshop, shaded from the sunseer by a sheet of metal pitched upon the roof of his hut. One of Argive's bushy eyebrows is perpetually cocked, though whether that's owed to an insatiable curiosity or forehead mutation is unknown. We also have some information here about what he has equipped. He's wearing a pocketed vest, he's carrying a weird artifact, a steel utility knife, another weird artifact, and he's wearing some sandals. He is currently in perfect condition, he is impossible to kill, and he is currently neutral towards us in his attitude. Now Argive is going to be able to give us one of our starting missions. Argive. I always cock up reading his text, and we're going to give it a go. He's mumbling to himself, the tensile strength of Revlon, but lacking in dino-elasticity. Retro-threading the M-band would probably... Oh, hello. I didn't notice you there, because I was ignoring you. Continues mumbling to himself, noting a trace of synthetic linseed solvent. Unexpected deviation from the clank constant. Clears his throat loudly. Must you disturb me? What are you, some sort of treasure hunter? At the very least, make yourself useful and bring me a knick-knack from one of the caves. I may reward you. Okay, where could I find such a cave? There are caves everywhere, you dolt. This is Could. Try the rust wells just east of here. Okay, I will return with your knick-knack because you are so rude. Let's have another look. If we look at him, he is also a trader. And he is not really carrying anything of interest. However, we are carrying something of interest to him in that we have found a muddy tube. We have finished the quest. Return to Argive of the quest. Fetch Argive a knick-knack. It appears you may be useful after all. Now go fetch me another trinket. So, we got a little bit of XP there, but not really enough to make it valuable at the moment. One more trinket would have pushed us over the edge and hopefully leveled us up. Ain't they wishing they heart keep pumping? Move long if they do. That was a threat there from Warden Ulrag of Joppa. Big Ulrag shifts its weight between his hind and forelegs. He shakes dander off the chipped surface of the great curling horns that splay from his temples. One hand holds a purring blade, the other lame and frostbitten, reminds us that while Mother Nature must bestow... Try that again. The other lame and frostbitten reminds us that while Mother Nature may bestow splendid gifts upon her children, she is still sister to cruelty. Your thirst is mine, Warden Ulrag. This is the dialogue that begins what is called the water ritual. The water ritual is a way that you show good faith with the denizens, I don't know if that's the appropriate word, the citizens of the world of Could. Because water is so rare and so valuable, sharing that water with other people is a mark of respect and initiates a sharing of water together and building a friendship. But first, we're going to have a quick look at some of our character skills, if I can remember how. I'm using the wrong keys, it's been so long. Customs and folklore. So, we have a skill called Tactful. Whenever you begin the water ritual with a new creature, you gain 25 bonus reputation. If you purchase this power after you treat with a creature, you gain 25 bonus reputation the next time you treat with them. So, whenever we speak to somebody now, we automatically gain 25 reputation with them. However, Warden Ulrag has friendships and enemies out there, and because we are sharing our water with him, that not only affects our relationship with him, but also with the other people in the world that admire or despise him. Thankfully, he doesn't seem to have anybody that despises him currently. Our reputation with the Fellowship of Wardens, who is a faction that he is a part of, our reputation with them increased by 125 to -25. Because they admire Warden Ulrag, our reputation with the villagers of Joppa increased by 100 to -50. Thanks very much. Live and drink, water sibling. It was of little use to us though, because he didn't have anything we could do with that. We do have a friend down here, Mehmet, who is also able to do it. So he is, under his information about him, he is loved by the villagers of Joppa. He is admired by apes for explaining the meaning of the canticles chromatic. Oh, so chromaic. He is hated by grazing hedonists for touching one of their villages. So we will gain more points with Joppa if we share water with Mehmet. We'll also gain some points with apes, but we will lose a significant amount because he's hated, not just disliked, he's hated by grazing hedonists for torching one of their villages. I think I said touching. That's not what he did. We share our water with Mehmet and begin the water ritual. So our reputation with Joppa increased by 125, our reputation with apes increased by 100, our reputation with grazing hedonists decreased by 100. One of the things that we can gain from our water ritual is we can get secrets from the people that we are speaking to. They will tell us random secrets about it could be the location of a trader or a settlement or a point of interest in the world. But gaining that knowledge will cost us 50 of our reputation. We can also learn their favourite dish of the village. Every static village in the game has a dish that the people there enjoy that grants certain abilities as well as quenching your hunger. And this gives us the ability to cook it. However, we can also come over, where is it? Into the room above us at the top of the map. There will be an oven where we can prepare that for free. And they will also, Mehmet will also be able to teach us the ways of harvestry, which is a passive ability that whenever we're out in the world, if we walk over plants that bear fruit or other edible items, we will automatically harvest those items for use in cooking. So we are going to learn harvestry from him because it's an incredibly useful ability. We have gained the activated ability harvest plants. It says activated ability, but he is currently activated and it is always on, so it's not a problem. We also have some other abilities here. We're not going to go in, well, we will go into them. We have our mutations that we chose: Beguile Creature, Laze, Ambient Light, which is always on, and Sunder Mind. Laze is part of Ambient Light, and it's our ability to shoot that light at people. We also have the activated abilities Intimidate and Proselytize, and we have an activated ability Sprint, which on pressing will make us run faster for 10 turns, decreasing our dodge value by 5. It reduces our accuracy with missile weapons, and it gives us a -10 to hit in melee combat. So for 10 turns, we'll run away quite well, but won't fight quite so well. And Make Camp is our ability to drop down a campfire so that we can cook foods, etc. Now we have to visit the last useful villager in Joppa. Gonna eat some fresh apple mats. That gives us a +15 to natural healing rate and thirst at half rate. Nice. Elder Iridad. Let's have a look at Elder Iridad before we do anything else. A hunched back ancient wrapped in a black robe. His smile is warm. Protruding from his back is a stalk hidden under a veil. The stalk forks into 2 hands with eyes in their palms, and immediately you know why men follow Iridad. He is loved by the villagers of Joppa. He's disliked by the villagers of Alil, and hated by the Order of the Iceborn for casting doubt on their beliefs. I don't know if the Order of the Iceborn is somebody that I'm already going to be massively disliked by. I think we might be able to have a look. Order of the Iceborn. They already hate us anyway, so him being hated by them, that's not gonna really impact us. Live and drink, Wayfarer. Welcome to the Oasis of Joppa. Here you will find shade and victual along with other provisions to help you scour the rust caves for treasure. Above all else, you may drink of our fresh water and quench your thirst. What can you tell me about Joppa? Joppa is an oasis hamlet nestled between the eastern reaches of the Great Salt Pans and the jungles of Kud. We are a community of water vine farmers. These groves lie along some of the few tracts of land tame enough to grow water vine. What can you tell me about Kud? Kud is a strange and terrifying mesa to the northeast. Her tainted rivers breed life in all its motley forms. Her poison jungles shelter priceless relics of a forgotten past. But that is just the half of it. For Kud's most precious treasures and her most hideous children lie within the innumerable chrome caverns beneath the scarlet loam. To ply those silver hollows, a spry adventurer's dream. The years have wizened me beyond such foolish ambitions. But you, be not deterred so. So we referenced chrome caverns there. Our post-apocalyptic world is, to all intent and purposes, an Earth world. But long after the fall of civilization. The chrome caverns are potentially skyscrapers and buildings from cities full of cool stuff. Many thanks. Live and drink. We will speak to him again. Your thirst is mine, my water is yours. We share our water with Elder Iridad and begin the water ritual. Our reputation with the villages of Joppa increased by 125, decreased with the villages of Alil, and decreased massively by the Order of the Iceborn. We're now despised by them. Something that's going to be really difficult to remedy. So we better hope it doesn't come up. Thank you very much, Elder Iridad. It's been a good day speaking to you. But for now, we must venture forth. What do we have in our pockets? We could, at this time, travel out to Red Rock to the north to find the creatures that are eating the water vine. We could travel to the Rust Wells to the east to find another knick-knack for Argive, or we can come over here and we could purchase a knick-knack from Tam. It would cost us 80 water, which is awful. Awful. It might be wise if we invest some money in a weapon that we can use better than what we've got. I believe we've got a cudgel at the moment. We do. We have a cudgel. A soft... Nope, that's my moccasins. Let's try that again. A sturdy staff of Brinestalk. It is a strength-based weapon, which we don't have much in the way of strength. But alas, it's what we've got. So I think we're going to gently head east towards Red Rock. What we can do is if we can zoom out and have a look at our map, we're down here in the bottom left-hand corner with the big X on us now at Joppa. And the Rust Wells are several squares to the east. There are 3 Rust Wells, all randomly generated with horrors aplenty. So we're going to go and explore 1 or 2 of those horrors. Now what you can do is you can use the map screen to travel immediately across the overworld to those locations, or you can travel on land and have several screens more and the opportunity to encounter enemies along the way. My advice would be to travel over land in this manner, because that allows you to encounter enemies and potentially kill them, therefore granting the opportunity to level up a little bit before you get to the Rust Wells. Because even at these very early stages of the game, you definitely need to level up a little bit. So we have our lays on. We've activated it by pressing 3 along the number keys. And if we press F, we can fire at it at this fish. And he died. Has he left anything behind? He's left some salty water and some ashes, which are neither of which are any good to us. There is a little friend down in the bottom right here, who is a crocodile He is a wet crocodile. His hoary, cracked scales look like marked stone. Hopefully, we can get somewhere near him and get a shot in. Ah, he died. We didn't get to take the points for that one because somebody else polished him off. Hopefully, we can encounter another mediocre enemy and try to gain some easy XP from them. Oh, there's one. Right. We are currently at half health up in the top left there. We have 10 HP out of 20. We would like, if we may, to try and intimidate him. That worked. So the croc is now afraid and he is running away from us. Hopefully, he stays that way. And we can rest up a little bit. Okay, he is coming back towards us now. So if we have another shot at him, he died. And we're going to rest up and just gain all of our health back. Definitely an important skill to learn is the patience to not just charge into everything. Cud can be a very slow journey. So you really do need to exercise some patience when you're playing. Otherwise, you'll be dead before you realise. Because at these early stages, with only 20 XP, a character doesn't last very long in a fight. These items that we're passing here are kudzu, which are matted fronds of their plant life. The world of Kud is filled with sentient plants who are, for the most part, out to get you. There's very little in Kud that doesn't want to kill you at some point. And here we've encountered our one of our most dangerous mobs that we'll encounter in Kud at this early stage, which is the Snapjaws. They are a race of upright hyena creatures, tussocks of fur, dress skin stretched over taut muscle. Upright he stands, but he looks ready to drop onto fours. His snout snarls and his ears twitch. He barks and his hyena tribesmen answer. Individually, not much to worry about, but they are a swarmer creature, so the creature receives +1 to his hit and penetration rolls for each other hostile swarmer beyond the first, who is in another square adjacent to his target. So if you've got 4 around you, you're getting hit by a lot for everyone that attacks you. He is also currently carrying a painted woven target. He has a jaw to bite you with, and he has a bronze short sword. We're going to try and finish him off quickly before it becomes a problem. Okay, we stepped into a fight with another one, but I think if we hit one now, we could beguile this creature into being off. There you go, straight off. The Snapjaw Scavenger ogles you lovingly. So he is now our friend, not a friend to Snapjaws. Painted woven tunic. This simple tunic is woven of stiff plant fibre. It's surprisingly comfortable. A good thing to get used to doing in Kud is looking at most items that you pick up. They give you explanations about what they are, especially if they say things like painted or engraved. They will contain some history around where that item has come from, and it will tell you something about the world of Kud, and it can even give you the locations of really important stuff. So get used to looking at your items, especially if they have prefixes on them. Acting against the prohibition of the practice of hoarding hourglasses, Meshad IV led an army to the gates of Karalap. She liberated its citizens, and in her honour they thenceforth called it Meshingrad. Plus 50 reputation with the clock in armour sect. Great. We will get it, and we will get this bronze short sword. I think that it might be worth considering swapping out our bronze short sword for our... Let's have a look at it. It is a strength... It causes bleeding on critical hits. We're going to equip that. Oh, we've got one in each hand. Sod it. Let's do that. Now, our Snapjaw buddy is going to follow us, and he will also attack his brethren. we're going to pick up the short swords that we find along the way because they are valuable, because they're weapons, and also because we can sell them. And we've rapidly gained another level. We are now level 2. We gained 3 hit points, 66 skill points, and 1 mutation point. And we're going to have a look at some of those things now. So our skill points are for buying skills and powers. We don't really have enough to buy anything super worthwhile at the moment. We can get Menacing Stare, which stares down an opponent and sends them fleeing in terror. Intimidate, which we already have. You try to terrify adjacent hostile creatures. That is a area of effect, and it will affect all around us, I believe. It's not specifically targeted. There are some other skills that we want, but we don't have the ability to purchase any of them yet because they are expensive. Axes are good, and if we find an axe, I might actually consider getting into axes. Though we are concentrating on being a very mental skill-based character, so axes and things don't really go with that because we're not going to be spending any points on strength. We also gained a mutation point. What we can do with that is we can use it to level up one of our current mutations. We have Beguiling, Light Manipulation, Sundermind, Sense Psychic. We can't upgrade Sense Psychic. Or we can save those mutation points, and when we have 4 of them, we can try and buy a new mutation and hope that it is something that we want. Oh, we should probably use... Hang on, we're going to use our ability. Which one are we going to use? Intimidate? We're going to use Intimidate. Bosh. And then we're going to shoot this Snapjaw in the back and that one in the face. A lacquered iron battle axe. That is a good find. We might have to pop that on soon. A bronze battle axe, a bronze dagger, a short bow, which is a good ranged weapon, but we're not concentrating on other ranged weapons other than the one that we've currently got. Leather armor would give us a lot more protection. It would reduce our ability to dodge, though. And it's quite heavy, and as we're not a strong character, we don't have the ability to carry too much equipment. What else can we do here? We can proselytize, and we can... Oh... We can attempt to make this Snapjaw our friend. It didn't work, though. He was unconvinced by our pleas. We can, however, come up here and harvest this tree for a star apple, which will come in handy later for some cooking. Cooking is a very important skill in Cud. Allows you to fight off your hunger and... Ooh. Also grants bonuses. We're going to carry on our journey to the Rust Wells. It's been, you know, it's been eventful enough so far. Oh, well. So what happened there was our associate ran off and killed a kudzu and left some stem there for us to eat. Eat that one as well. There is auto pickup on certain items. You can deactivate those if you wish to. It's not something I mess about with too frequently. Hopefully we'll be arriving at our destination very soon. We're in the Desert Canyons at least, which is the area that we want to be in. Engraved willowy leather armor. Let's have a look at that. The suit of leather armor has been cured until it is rock hard. At dusk under a rare and maroon sky, the people of Turazor Grotto saw an image on the horizon that looked like a glass bathed in maroon. It was Meshid, and after she came forth and left Turazor Grotto, the people built a monument to her, and thenceforth called her Glass in Maroon. Plus 45 reputation with the cult of Meshid. Thanks. A counterweighted bronze mace. We're going to pick up these items for the moment because they're great for selling. An engraved bronze dagger. A crudely constructed metal knife, deep in Surapa, Meshid the Fourth stumbled upon a clan of bears performing a secret ritual. Because of her boundless eyes, they furiously rebuked her and declared her a villain to their kind. Plus 50 reputation with a clock in Amber Sect. We're going to have to be slow and steady here because we are going to encounter snapjaws at every turn now, I think. A hand axe there, which is a wonderful thrown weapon. If we equip it to our thrown weapon slot, we should be able to... let's run away a bit. Is he dead? He's dead. We'll throw this hand axe at that snapjaw. I think it missed. Yeah, I threw it and it had no effect. We have to run away because we're in deep, deep trouble at the moment. We better hope that we can intimidate or proselytize this guy because he's about to kick my ass. Okay. We're going to rest up a moment. Our snapjaw hunter friend was bitten to death by another snapjaw. Okay. But that's okay. We can make friends with another one. They're in, you know, they're in easy supply at the moment. They seem to be all around us. We're going to equip this hand axe and we're going to give it another try at throwing it. It didn't go anywhere near where we wanted it to go. We only have so many charges of our laze ability, so, well, at any one time, we only have so many. So we have to be careful of not overusing them. Oh. We need to pick that up. A jewel-encrusted beaded bracelet. And then we need to run, because we're going to get shot at any second. What happened there was one of the snapjaws was shot by his friend. We have got a jewel-encrusted bracelet here. Jewel-encrusted is a affix that makes things more expensive. It is much more valuable than usual and grants the wearer plus 100 reputation with water barons. I think we're just going to equip that for now. We'll wear that on one of our extraneous limbs. We'll wear it on our arm, our right arm, to show people how wonderful we are. We have a different coloured snapjaw here. He is a snapjaw warlord. Tussocks of fur dressed skin, stretched over taut muscle. He is a swarm alpha. As long as this creature is adjacent to his target, he grants +2 to the swarm bonuses of each swarmer who is adjacent to his target. So he tries to get in close, making other snapjaws stronger. Hopefully, we can finish him off soon, because we're down to 3 charges of our lays. He's badly wounded. Can we intimidate him? Thank goodness for that. Just rest up a little bit and he should hopefully he isn't rested up too well. Oh, he is fine. He is fine now. We might have to take a different tact here because let's try and draw him over. If we can draw him over, we should be able to intimidate, beguile him. Beguile creature. So we now have a snapjaw warlord as our companion, which is quite useful. He's much stronger than regular snapjaws. Possibly not as strong as a snapjaw warrior, but there you go. I've begun sprinting, so I'm going to continue with it for now. Let's see if we can proselytize to him. Proselytize, D2. He is unconvinced by my pleas. What other skills do we have that we can use here? Sunder Mind. We haven't actually attached that to anything yet. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We do need to run away from this guy. Just for the moment. Okay, Sunder Mind worked incredibly well. So, let's read that again. You sunder the Snapjaw Warrior's mind. He hit us ×1 for 3 damage with his bite. The bloody Snapjaw Warlord cleft through the bloody Snapjaw Warrior's armor. We sundered his mind for 4 damage. He attacked again. And then he died. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. We looked at that armor already. Hopefully we make it another level. Marvellous. A burnous, some other stuff that we don't want to carry. Let's cook something up over here. So whenever there's a fire, even if it's not a bonfire, even if it's the smouldering corpse of an enemy that you've blown up with your laser eyes, you can cook stuff on it. You gather whatever you can find for your meal, a cracked lens, a dash of Equimax hair, and a pinch of unfamiliar shale. You toss them in a pot and stir. We're no longer hungry. We have made it through this screen, but not yet where we are heading. Oh, what did you drop there, mate? So there's going to be some enemies on this, or some creatures on this next screen that could either be friendly or hostile towards us. The game randomly decides on a bunch of factions that like you and dislike you at the beginning of every game. This pig is not going to be a friend of ours, so we need to blow him up straight away. They're not pleasant to have around. Hopefully we can... Let's try and proselytize. He's now a friendly pig. However, the other pigs on the screen will still not be friendly towards us. That lizard doesn't like us either, so we'll blow that guy up. So we now have a friendly pig and a friendly Snapjaw. What is shooting at me? That vine. So we need to back off a second and rest up. Okay, there was a plant spitting at us that was causing a significant amount of damage. Which we don't like. Shoot the pig. I will shoot the pig, man. If one of you could kill the Snapjaw, cheers. A leather cap. Well, let's pop that on our bonts. Oh, we've already got a witchwood wreath on. If I'm not mistaken, they still don't have any use other than being decorative. So let's pop that leather cap on. Pop that on your old head. I don't know what's shooting at me, but I don't like it. Where are we? We're still in the desert canyon. Let's have a quick look on... Well, we can't. There are hostiles nearby, David. Are you hostile, big bug man? You are. He's fine. We're not. Come on, friends. Take care of the salt hopper. He's injured. Hopefully we can hit him without killing one of our friends. We gained another level. That's not... To be fair, gaining 3 levels already before we get to Red Rock is pretty good. Red Rock? The Rustwells. So we have 3 mutation points, an attribute point we can spend, and a bunch of skill powers. I think what we'll do there is we will call it a day, and we'll spend those skill points off camera, and we'll pick it up on the next episode. I've been Arsenic Candy Gaming. You have been bloody marvellous, as always. And I really appreciate you spending your time with me. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. and all that other wonderful stuff. And I'll catch you on the next episode of Caves of Good. You take care now. Bye-bye.